at this. Let's go right here, Jeff. Now look at this. These lights. The water's to the top. The water's to the top of the boardwalk here. There's debris here on the boardwalk. It's even ripped down some lights. LED lights on the boardwalk. There's one or two little LED lights still on top. Oh! I'm not laughing. There's debris just flew through the air. It hits this board. Look at this thing. I'm not touching it. There's a flying debris. It just hits this wall. What is that, styrofoam?
It looks like a cooler or something.
It's a cooler lid. Just went flying through the air, and it went right behind me and hit this wall, and it was right in front of Jeff's face.
There's stuff floating on the water over here.
That's what it is. There's debris. There's debris floating on the water, and now the debris is being picked up by high winds, and so it's debris flying through the air now. That was insane. That literally just came right by me. My gosh, look at the water. The water's coming in. It's way up. It's coming up. I mean, it's really coming up. Going back toward the hotel. Water's over the boardwalk. It's rising on all sides of me. On the south side of Dolphin Island, water's coming up dramatically now. It's all the way to the buildings. Huh? What's happened? What's happened? He's got power flashes to our southwest. Something. Or is that lightning? Is that lightning coming in? He's got power flashes or something going on. Jeff, the boardwalk's underwater here. Look at this. We're walking through water. We're about 6 inches underwater now. Oh my gosh, look how deep it is. It's up to my knee. It's up to almost my knees. The boardwalk's underwater. Wow, look at the water. Look how high it is here. It's got to go up another 3-4 feet, 5 feet over these dunes. And we'll be over this dune here. Wow. Man, I'm getting soaked. And it is like super crazy. Stand by, everybody. Locked key. It's locked. Wait for Jim to get back.
It looks like it'll be on top of us here very shortly, and then we'll have to deal with it for the next couple of hours, and then we'll be able to go get out and start to do our assessment afterwards.
And Rupert, do you feel pretty good overall about the way people have responded?
Wait for Jim to get back.
A lot of visitors in town, and it looks like everything cleared up nicely in a short amount of time, really.
Hey guys, yeah, the feeds are kind of intermittent at the moment, so I'm trying to keep something going. But not too much real action yet. The feeds are just kind of intermittent. So, till I can find something else, we'll leave this one up for a minute. I was trying to do some research on my conspiracy, but it didn't get too far. But trying to work on it still, of the weed conspiracy from last night. Of why is it that every flavor of Kool-Aid has a weave to match. And I think I found a little bit of a connection. Not a huge connection, but a little bit. The lady that was the CEO of Kraft Foods, who owns Kool-Aid, which she's going to be retiring in November, but currently she's a CEO, and her daughter works for the Anti-Defamation League out of Chicago, and they're known to help like Black Lives Matter people, so that's the closest connection I could find. But yeah, I don't think this hurricane's going to be extremely bad, but like the other ones. So we'll just have to see how it pans out. Hopefully all of you had a good day and weekend and all that. I was trying to find some better feeds, but there's not a whole lot out there. At least not at the moment. But Jeff will come back eventually. Hopefully everybody can hear me all right. Just not much going on. Not even any real audio from the stream. So I just have to wait until Jeff come back. Yeah, Jeff made a statement about the Blue Shed earlier. He bought some Blue Shed Gatorade because it said it was fierce on the bottle. So that'll probably be a popular flavor of Gatorade now. I mean, people was selling Blue Shed t-shirts and stuff on Amazon. They took advantage of it. Yeah, it's calm at the moment. I don't know how long it'll stay calm, but for right now it is. So as soon as he comes back, I'll put it up. I just got to be careful what feeds I use. But they're all kind of dull. I thought we was going to get some halfway decent action, but yeah, I hadn't heard about any curfews or anything. It could be the calm before the storm, I guess. I'm not sure what the track of the hurricane is at the moment. I haven't really been following this one too much. I know they said around Monday or so, Monday or Tuesday, the rain from the storm should be up my way towards Ohio. I don't think I'll get a whole lot of it here, but maybe a little bit south of me will get it. Well, good evening there, Tox. Yeah, it wasn't much going on, so I figured I'd start a little stream. I try to stream as often as I can, but there's not always something going on. I mean, some people's even asking me to go out and create something to stream, and I can't really do that, so. Yeah, if the pumps are even running in New Orleans. That idiot mayor. Yeah, it's only a Cat 1. It's a small one. Hey, I appreciate it. And as I said last night, I did cancel my membership in the NRA. I got sick of them people. And I told them not to call me either. I'm not going to give any money to a gun rights organization that wants to have more regulations on guns. I'm trying to find Jeff's stream. For some reason, I can't find it. So, hang on a second. He was live, but I can't find it now. It's not even showing up. Yeah, I didn't think he was live. I couldn't find it. Sean Nova, yes, it's been all over the social media, TV. The thing the NRA is doing, which they're calling it a bargaining move, but whatever. They're wanting the ATF to relook at the law and find out if bump fire stocks are truly legal and try to make a regulation against them. That's what they're doing. It's all over. It doesn't matter. You could ban all that stuff and it would have never stopped a single shooting. The other side will not give up anything in return. They think that if we give up bump fire stocks, then they will allow us to have the national right to carry bill, to where your CCW is valid nationwide. That's not going to happen. And as far as the Hush Act or whatever they called it, the silencer thing, that's already dead in the water anyway. Paul Ryan said forget it. Just do a quick Google search there, Sean. You'll find out what I'm talking about. I was paying a life membership and told them to cancel it. Told them forget it. There's other organizations out there that are not, following suit. I don't think so. Their thinking is if the ATF does away with it, that's much better than it getting in Congress, where every person there can attach their own, stuff to the bill. But bargaining is one thing. Yeah, Gun Owners of America is one I've heard a lot about. But as far as bargaining goes, that's all well and good if both sides get something, but the gun owners will get nothing in this deal. Yeah, this hurricane kind of sucks. I mean, I'm glad nobody's, getting hurt or anything right now. I don't mean anything like that, but it doesn't make for good live stream. But yeah, their thought is, let's give up something that nobody really cares about anyway. Even though that Nancy Pelosi made the statement that, well, more or less, that if they can get this banned, then it'll be a slippery slope and they can get everything else banned as well. And they'll definitely try it. Obama's the one, well, his administration's the one that legalized these in the first place. They're not calling necessarily for a ban, but maybe a regulation, background check, that kind of thing to get a stock or whatever. Not that it would have solved anything. Talks, I know you've been following the Vegas thing. Have you seen the video that's out saying that the Bellagio was shot up? But the woman doing the video says she wasn't able to get to the area where it was shot because of security. So I don't know. It said that the front door was shot out and all the glass and stuff. But I don't know. Yeah, Danny, that's why I canceled my Lifetime thing. I'm still a member for 7 years just because that's how much I had paid up in my Lifetime thing. But I told them they wasn't getting nothing else off me. I was done. But yeah, that was kind of a weird video from that woman at the Bellagio. I don't know how truthful it actually is. There's been no proof of nothing. But I think the group I'm going to join once I talk to them and find out their position on everything, it's going to be the Ohio Gun Owners. We got a state organization. And they really do fight for a lot of stuff and help out locally. So I think about throwing some membership their way, but I got to talk to them first. It's the only one I've seen, Talks, and from what I've watched last night, her original video is been taken down on YouTube. It's just other people had saved it and are re-uploading it. And from what I've read too, most of the Bumpfire stock videos are being removed from YouTube as well. It's all, too shady. And what about the cell phone charger that was found in the room that didn't belong to him? Some say that he ordered a hooker, and it might have been hers, but I don't know about that. So there's just so many things that Second Amendment never mentioned artillery, nuclear stuff, none of that. It's small arms. We should be able to own anything we feel like. I've never hurt a single person, so why restrict me for what some other idiot did? Plain and simple. And millions of other gun owners out there that, have all kinds of stuff that have never harmed a single thing. It's just some nut decided to do something, and that's that. Yeah, you're already in New York, so you can't own too much there anyway. Yeah, I've seen some of the high-powered air rifles. They're expensive, but they're out there. And fully automatic BB guns, those are out there. Yeah, I got my hunting guns too, but when you go to the range and stuff, they can get a little old after a while. So it's always fun to have other stuff you can go out and shoot some paper with, or whatever targets you can use. Yeah, you can get full auto BB guns. Those are out there. I think Umarex makes a few, which are kind of neat. Well, that's another thing too, Danny. The opioid, that is true, but something that made me think, though, they said this guy was on diazepam, Valiums, is what I read. Well, I don't know if he frequented trips overseas, but his girlfriend was in the Philippines. And I don't know about the Philippines in particular, but a lot of those countries over there, you can buy Valiums and things right over the counter. They actually have a term that I didn't know till yesterday looking it up. It's called... let me think of what the name of it was. Now my mind went blank. Well, anyway, it's where they go on vacation just to get medication, because they can buy it over the counter. They go over there, they buy all this stuff, and they take it back, home and do what they want with it. And I was reading an article that's real popular in Europe. They travel to the Middle East and buy all this stuff and then take it home. Hey, Talks, you can do that in some countries, or I mean states. 50 cal mounted on your truck. Yeah, I never got into air guns or anything. I just like the regular guns. But nothing wrong with it, though. They're unregulated, so I guess that's a plus. But there is a lot of stuff that's unregulated, like flamethrowers. You can buy those online and they'll mail it to your house. Yeah, Danny, that's true, but I mean, it's not always easy to get stuff back in the country, but it just seemed, you know, kind of a coincidental thing, I guess. Sorry, but I had to turn my air conditioner on. It's hot. Humid, anyway. I don't know. There's just so many things that don't add up. I haven't looked into the guy's background at all, but I've seen some posts on Twitter from 4chan trying to say that he was an FBI or CIA, you know, agent, gun runner, all this different stuff, so I don't know. Exactly, Talks. I mean, look at Europe and over in there, you know, they use trucks and all that, you know, plow into people, and they don't need guns. Ah, so we got some Charlottesville stuff going on. Let me see if I can find a stream of that. That sounds interesting. Better than this hurricane. I don't see anything. Yeah, it sounds like it is over. I don't hear nothing. Couldn't find anything right off. But it doesn't surprise me. Yeah, thanks. I'll keep checking every so often to see if anything from there shows up. But it's just pretty dead right now. Waiting to see if Jeff goes live again, but he hasn't yet. Yeah, people are, I don't know. You get all sides, but there's never going to be any agreement, none of that, to anything. What people need to do is just realize this. Not everybody's going to like you. There will be people that hate you. Once you realize that and learn not to care, you just move on with life and stay away from them people and forget it. or if you know you have to interact with certain people and you know they don't like you for whatever reason, you know, you do what you have to do and then you move on. You don't sit there and jump up and down like some gorilla rattling the cage at the zoo and, you know, doing all that stupid stuff, because it just makes it worse. You just deal with it, move on. Or avoid them altogether. Whatever, you know, you can do. Exactly, Jim. It does not matter what... I mean, who cares what somebody wants to call you? You know, I'm white as Casper the Ghost, but, you know, they want to call me a cracker or whatever. Who cares? I mean, I'm not going to make a big statement out of it and jump up and down in the streets. It's stupid. And as far as these people getting killed by the cops, well, I haven't seen anybody yet where it was just some dude walking down the street, you know, talking on the phone or drinking a Pepsi and then getting shot. And no, there's always a reason the cops there in the first place. They either fighting, or they robbing the store, or when the cop does get there, they go for the, you know, gun or whatever. And if you get pulled over, put your hands on the wheel, keep your mouth shut, don't move, follow the orders. If you get a ticket, you get a ticket. You go on. You pay it, life goes on. I mean, yeah, it sucks, but the street corner is not the place to have court, because you will not win. I mean, is it really that hard for people to understand? But, I mean, I've been in situations myself that were not the best, but I didn't go out and, you know, argue with the cop or nothing. Of course, he was about worthless anyway, but, you know, there was nothing I could do. There was no way I was going to win at that point in time. So I just done what I had to do and paid what I had to pay and move on with life. You know, plain and simple. It's not the end of the world. I mean, it sucks, but I mean, yeah, it was a big hurt to the bank account, but hey, I'm alive. I kept all my rights, so you move on. There was no need to get 500 people together from Facebook and go to the state house or the police department and jump up and down with a bunch of signs and all that stuff. I mean, who cares? Yeah, Sean, here the cop don't have to show up. They don't have to here. So it doesn't matter anyway. But nevertheless, it's just stupid. So you just, you know, you don't have to make a big spectacle out of every little thing that happens in your life. There's just no point. It makes you look worse in the end. And then if you do end up in court, nobody's going to believe a word you say because of how you acted at the moment. People are just stupid. I mean, that's it. Yeah, they don't want to go to court, that's for sure. That's just, I don't know, it's just, people think they always have to have, you know, all the drama. And when has drama ever solved anything? You know, it's kind of the old adage, you know, that the women, you know, you hear that they've tried, you know, to flirt with the cop to get off of a ticket and stuff. I mean, that only even goes so far. I like the video I saw, though, the blonde that was crying to the cop and said, "I thought you didn't give tickets to pretty women." And he says, "I don't," and walks off. That was pretty funny. But it's just, like I say, it's all one mess after another. Instead of bragging about having a good, respectable life and all of that like people used to, now it's how many hearts can I get on Periscope or one of them places. You know, or Facebook, or even YouTube for that matter. Hey, yeah, I like the stream anyway, but but nevertheless, that's what these people care about. I appreciate it, but I'm not going to act like some nut and go out there and do a bunch of stuff just to get likes, though. I mean, you know, of course I remind people to like the stream, but I'm not going to go, you know, do some big chimp out and get on TV and everything just to get likes. That makes no sense. What good would it do me to run around town, act like a nut, get a bunch of donations just so I could pay bail? That really don't make much sense. Yeah, Sean, yeah, they are in a way. I don't know about, you know, Periscope, and I know it's not on Facebook, but YouTube, yeah, more likes you get. I don't think it represents much, but it used to, but yeah, likes for money. Even dislikes, though, count just the same. But when you get a bunch of likes and stuff, as far as I can tell, then it moves you up farther in the search when people search for keywords, you know, where your video would show up. But yeah, that's why people are always asking about the likes. Not that it makes, you know, any difference much anymore unless you get a bunch of likes. I mean, in the past, I would get, if I'd get you know, 20,000 views on a video, you'd make some decent money, but not now. Yeah, it all factors in. The likes, the shares, all that stuff. I don't know, I don't know, but like I say, used to you could make some pretty decent money off of YouTube, but it's extremely hard. Because your ad rates would change all the time. I would get as high as $13 for every 1,000 views. Now it's lucky to be 50 cents. Well, that's just the way it goes. Now, I don't know if they're doing another statue removal or not. I think they're just trying to protect it, to speak their piece. I'm not too sure. But there's, I don't know, there's too much crazy stuff going on. Yeah, I don't see much going on, though, really, as far as Charlottesville and the hurricane's kind of lame, too. Oh, people on Twitter still lashing out at the president. Here's one for you. How long will it take our racist in chief to kinda disavow the Nazis in Charlottesville? Sunday, Monday, or never. That's his basis. Man, I hate these kind of people. Yeah, it looks like St. Louis taking a day off, and everybody's kind of just chilling out. Now, Monday, there could be some action, maybe. But, you know, they say, you know, Columbus Day is racist. You know, there's been a handful of cities that changed it to Indigenous People Day. So there might be some action on Columbus Day, but other than that, but that's pretty much it, though. People got to find some reason to, you know, get together. They can't just go over to their buddies and have a barbecue and a drink and all that. Now they got to go protest, and yeah, there's still November 4th. I mean, that's the big one. But they gotta have something to do. Well, that's interesting to find out. I don't know how that happened, but Unicorn Riot, the other streamer that's usually on live stream and a few other sites, is actually a charity. So if you donate to him, it's tax deductible. What do you know? They gotta have something, yeah, to complain and gripe about. November 4th, I don't know. They're calling for, you know, the protests or whatever at like every state capital and stuff nationwide. But if anything does happen on the 4th, I'd be willing to bet that it's only in a select few very liberal cities anyway. If you go to some areas and try this stuff, those cops and mayors and stuff, they won't play around. They'll let the cops do what they have to do to the fullest extent of the law, and maybe even borderline of being legal. So, they're not going to do it everywhere. But you never know, though. Some of them feel pretty froggy now, so they might just leap. They feel nobody can do nothing to me, so they might try it. Well, if they want to try it, that's their business. But you get what you get. And I'd still like to know how these anti-gunners plan on fighting a revolution. That don't make sense to me. Yeah, the 10th is the date. Well, Fight the Good Fight, you brought up something about the 10th. What you need to watch for will be the 9th here. But that'll be the 10th in North Korea. So that's when something you got to watch for. You know, so don't be surprised if something happens on the 9th. Because that's actually, like I said, the 10th over there. So they might set off the old H-bomb out in the water or something, I don't know. At least bombing the ocean at the target they can hit. Problem is, you never know when it's going to be a test, or are they really going to launch it. I don't remember what the significance is, but that's the date everybody's been talking about. That North Korea will do something the 10th, which will be the 9th here. Let me look it up real quick and see what the deal is. Hang on. Oh, that's right. There was a, let's see, what was it? I don't know if it was a journalist or somebody went to Pyongyang and found out some stuff, but let's see. I'm trying to get some information here to see what. Okay, they've got an anniversary from the 6th to the 10th in North Korea. And you can actually fly there like anybody that wants to. It's a trip to North Korea for 1,490 euros per person. I'm looking at it here. 5 day, 4 nights. You get 3 nights in North Korea and 1 night on the train. So it's a way to visit North Korea. Whatever WPK means, it's their anniversary. So that's interesting. Cultural exchange is what they're calling it. Anybody can, it's the program is targeted to academics and professionals, but is open to anybody except journalists. Journalists are not allowed, but anybody else can. And they're trying to show you how good that North Korea really is. You know, they're to see how the labor practices are of this independent socialist nation. All the art galleries, visit some of the military stuff. You know, they're trying to make it look good. So that's kind of interesting. Kind of funny that they say no journalist, but would it really be that hard to just say you're not a journalist? So that's kind of interesting, though. I mean, could they get a bunch of foreigners there and then do something so they can't leave? And then instantly they've got a whole bunch of hostages to use as a barter? I don't know, just kind of throwing that out there, but it's possible. You never know. They're all nuts, so they're liable to try anything. Nah, I don't say that, Dino, stay home on the 4th. Nah. If they're going to be out doing stuff, then there should be just as many of us go out. Don't cause any trouble, but go about your life. Do what you got to do on the 4th. Don't give these people, you know, the satisfaction of we made them cower at home, you know. Forget that. Go out and just, if you go out in public, pay attention. Beware your surroundings. If you legally can, stay armed. Don't go anywhere if you're not armed. But that's even if I go to a restaurant, you know. I never like to have my back to the front door. I like to watch the exits. You know, you got to pay attention. The majority of people don't pay attention. And they're the ones that end up being the first victims. You know, you got to pay attention to every little thing you can. Stuff that looks out of place or or whatever. You can usually tell when somebody's acting kind of, kind of different than the rest of the crowd. They're out of place. You can usually tell. But we've all known people that, lived in the same town, their whole life. They travel the same road every day. And then you mention something to them like, I don't know, when did they repaint the water tower? Or, when did that house get tore down? And they've got no clue, and they've probably passed that same area 100 times more than you have. But they just don't pay attention. They're clueless. Well, fight the good fight. That's what the thought is, that they're going to test that hydrogen bomb. But they say they're going to test a missile too that has capability of reaching the U.S. But how do you know if it's a test or the real deal? That's the thing. You don't. And it's been said many times by numerous, military personnel of ours. If North Korea launches something our way, it's very unlikely that we can knock it down. We've failed most of our missile tests. And that's stuff that we've launched, but we can't even hit our own target. And we know where it's going. So, very unlikely. If they launched everything they had, and we launched everything we've got, we still couldn't hit them all. They said that. Well, I've thought the same thing, Dino. That makes a good point. Get distractions, and also these events draw away the cops. So if all the law enforcement's at the city, in the inner city, trying to deal with the protest, there's not too many officers left to worry about a break-in or a robbery or something in another part of town. I mean, it's like my town here. We've got just over 13,000 people, and at night we've got 3 cops on duty. That's it. I mean, you can call them, but it doesn't do you any good, though. I couldn't stand to go to California. Did everybody hear the new law that California passed? It's been passed in the last couple days. To where if you have HIV, you can now donate blood. And if you knowingly infect somebody, it's just a misdemeanor. You just pay a fine and that's it. That's pretty screwed up if you ask me. But I think I know the reason behind it. And it's just my point of view, but no one else has said anything even close to this. But now, I'm not going there for nothing. But they want. Cali's all about big government. We know that. So if more people can get infected with HIV, then they're going to need more help, medical-wise, that kind of thing. Even if you're extremely wealthy, medical bills will take a toll on you very quick. So then they'll have to rely on the state to, so they can live, stay alive more or less. So they'll be willing to vote for any kind of crazy laws, pass anything, do whatever. Doesn't matter. They'll do any of it just to stay alive. So they want to allow, HIV is going to probably run more rampant than it already is. In my opinion. I don't know, some dude out there playing on his phone. I'm not sure who he is. me go back and check and see if there's any new feeds up of anything. Alright, here we go. Jeff's back.
The water is over the roads, and I'm sure
We'll
it has
listen
some
to him.
damage on the western side where the
I'll
house
shut
are.
up.
I cannot confirm that right now, but that's where it's at. Wow, look at the waves. If you can see off the coast, if you can see offshore, they're about 100 yards. They have huge waves. Thank you for all the super hearts, and thanks for everybody watching on Periscope. Ooh. Look at those waves. Wow, look at the force of that. Man, that I could see that water coming in. Okay, it's really, they're coming in harder, and just one wave after another after another. I mean, it's just the water's rising as the waves are on top of the water. And as the water's rising vertically, and also the waves are getting larger on top of the water. So it's a combination of battering waves as well as storm surge. Is storm surge Biloxi, all the way across, all the way over here to Dolphin Island. Storm surge for the entire northern Gulf Coast now to the north, from all the way from the north of the Iowa over there. Directions take straight here. Yep. Gulfport, Long Beach, all the way over. I see a lot of places on Highway 6 now. It looks like west of Highway 90. A lot of areas now.
Hey guys, real quick though, Jeff's pretty cool. I won one of his contests a while back and got a free DVD. Since I am using his feed, there's the link to his Periscope. Go over there and like throw him a bunch of them hearts or something. I think he gets a few cents off of those. I'm not sure, but go, show him some respect too, man. He's pretty cool. He's actually out there, dealing with all this. I'm just using his feed, so show him some cool stuff too, man. Go smack him some hearts or whatever. And while you're at it, you can look in the description here and drop me a buck or two if you want. Much appreciated. Hey, gotta try.
Got everything up and running. Just a second, I'm gonna put the phone down just a second. Yeah, that's plugged in, right? It will be. Here we go.
Well, I'm not sure if he just froze or it's over or what, but let me refresh and see. I don't know, no audio. So I'm not too sure what's going on. It just seems awful quiet. Okay, it's not my end, it's theirs, so at least I know that much. And by the way, it's been a couple weeks now, I think. But my charity auction thing did finally sell. The ounce of silver I put on eBay. The first person that bought it never paid for it, so I had to relist it. And I got $30 and I sent it all to the Louisiana Cajun Navy for all the help they done during like Harvey and all that. I mean, we listen to those guys live right here, you know, on the stream, and when you hear stuff live like that, it really puts a whole nother meaning to it versus, you know, reading just articles or some news interview. These were guys, you know, live while it was going on during the rescues, all that type of stuff. I know it wasn't a whole lot, but I wanted to do something. So they were appreciative, I will say. You know, it's one of those things that none of us can really do a lot, but if everybody throws in a little bit, you know, it can add up to a lot, so it helps. You can, spoiler, yeah, you can get rid of the hearts and all that stuff if you hit H on the keyboard. I'm aware of that. But his feed is froze, so I'll swap back to the next one. Or the other one, I should say. Well, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, I'd appreciate it if you did and hit the bell icon and all that fun stuff. You know, try to make myself sound like one of them, you know, real important YouTubers. Even though I'm not, but I can pretend. Pretend like I got half a clue and know what I'm doing here. Yeah, F for froze. Oh yeah, they said that what was her name? The freezer queen out there in Chicago, Miss Frigidaire. She walked in on her own. They said what was in her system. It was all kind of drugs. She was like a walking pharmacy. And she just couldn't open the door. Plain and simple. Nobody forced her, nobody nothing. So you don't hear no more about that one now. They dropped off that because we can't make no money on it. She done it on her own, so that was the end of that. Those people didn't care. All they wanted was money anyway. Which, that's pretty cold-hearted, but, yeah. Oh, well, I said it anyway. But we're currently at the most subscribers this channel's ever had, though. 3,152. So, that's pretty good. But links for everything are in the description of every video on the channel in case you ever want to find the Discord, or if you want to go buy a t-shirt or whatever. Whatever you want to do. It's all there. Submit a UFO report. Got the links for that too. But it looks like it's kind of dull as far as this whole live stream thing, this feed tonight. But, you know, it's not always, you know, something interesting I can bring, but I at least like to try to get, you know, kind of the crew here together for a little bit. Give little updates on what's going on, you know, and things. Kind of bounce ideas back and forth, that kind of thing. Yeah, UFO. I've got my own UFO reporting center. If you want to check it out. I'll put it up on the screen for a minute. But this is it, though. Hey, that's pretty cool. You wore the Rocket Man shirt. Alright. Here's the UFO site that I've got. It's kind of basic, but it does the job. So you got the logo, you know, which I had a friend design. The mission statement of how I got into the whole UFO thing. If you need to contact me, you can do it there. I got a Facebook and Twitter and all that stuff. So you can hit the Facebook page and like it if you want. Now, if you want to report a UFO, then click the UFO thing up in the corner there where it says to report. And then you just report it. Name, where it happened, you know, what would you compare the object to in size, that kind of thing. All the details and then your contact info so I can be in touch. So that's pretty much that. And then what makes mine different from the rest, though, is this. I publish all recent reports, which I haven't had any lately, but nevertheless, I put them all here, and I put the answer, the result of the investigation. So if I can solve it or not, you know, I put what it is. Or if the person just wants it archived, then I'll do that as well. But I leave out all personal info, but other than that, I put the rest of it there. And if I would ever need to, I might make a YouTube video on the sighting if I need to, but again, no personal info is ever put out because it don't matter anyway. So that's kind of my UFO site. It's basic, but it works. So, and I'm going to have some t-shirts on the site soon, just mainly because I want to buy one myself. But I'm going to have some t-shirts with the logo here for the UFO Reporting Center. And I'll have the website on there as well. So if anybody would ever want to buy a UFO shirt, you can do so. But the main reason I'm going to put them on there is that site's cheaper than if I even buy them local. They want about $30-some a piece here to make me a shirt. I can get it done cheaper on the website. So Barbara, you can buy one. They've got tons of different shirts you can pick from. You can buy a Rocket Man tank top if you want one. They're there. They've got a ton of shirts to pick from. And when I looked at them last, the tank tops, the female ones, I think they were $1 higher. But they are there though. And you got 40 different colors of t-shirts to pick from. So if you want to buy a shirt, you can do that. I got the Rocket Man, you got the Bun Free Zone, or you got two different designs of my channel logo. I'll put it up on the screen too, so y'all don't have to just go to it though. There's the link, but there's the designs right here though. There's the, you know, the nuke North Korea deal. And then the live stream, which is the Confederate version. The Bun Free Zone, got two of those. I made them a little different just in case somebody wanted a different colored shirt. Well, I lost a subscriber from somewhere, but that's okay. And then there's the American flag version of the channel logo. They actually featured my Rocket Man logo on their Facebook page, Twitter, and the t-shirt site itself, their homepage. It was trending for a while, even though I've only sold one. But yeah, it's a pretty good site. Yeah, I didn't even know you bought the Rocket Man one, Sean, until the other day when I happened to look, and I was like, kind of surprised. What I was going to do, but I didn't though, because it didn't look right, and I really didn't know how to go about it, so I have to leave it up to you guys, I guess. If you wear these shirts and get any comments, let people know where they can go get one. I didn't really want to put the web address on the back of the shirt, because it just didn't look right. But, you know, if anybody asks, let them know. I mean, it's pretty easy to remember the web address, I think. It's just my channel name .sellmytees.com, so And what I'm thinking about doing is a referral type. I know I don't have that many designs right now, but you know, if you can get, let's say 5 people to, if you can get 5 of your friends or whoever to come buy a shirt, then the next one you buy will just be, I'll sell it at cost. I'll give you a discount code. I don't think any mod unsubscribed, but somebody did. Wasn't a mod though. I got some good mods. But yeah, so there's all kinds of different stuff you can pick from. I was checking the hurricane situation. It's still the same. But I'll click on the Rocket Man shirt for an example. If it'll, the site's a little slow, but nothing I can do about that. If it'll load here. It may just be being slow because I'm streaming too, but I don't know. But there it is. And there's all the different colors of shirts you can pick from. Looks like they've added a couple more too. Tons of shirts. Or colors, I mean. You got all those colors. You can pick whatever size you want, up to 3X. Cost a few dollars extra for larger, but that ain't nothing to do with me. And style. You got all these different styles. You can even get hoodies, a tote bag to carry around, a silk polo. Man, they got all kinds of stuff. Women's shirts, kids, unisex, in case you're one of them liberals that don't want to be defined by no gender. You know, I don't really care for them kind of people, but I'll take their money just the same. So there's all kinds of different options. There's tons of colors though. And when you click on the colors, you know, it gives you an idea of what it'll look like. Now, if I have a design that you want a certain color, but the design doesn't look good on it, let me know and I can edit the colors of the text, or I can make it work. But, see, they got all kinds. I'm not sure how many shirts I'm allowed to have in the store at one time, because, you know, it doesn't cost me any fees or anything. So I'll have to check on that, but I will probably add some new designs in the future. But for now, this is kind of what I got. So I'll come up with something. Yes, it is a long infomercial because there's nothing else going on. I mean, we can watch some water. I mean, there's like nothing going on. So I figured I would just show off my t-shirts. So I keep checking Periscope and whatnot, but I don't really see anything going on. Now, some days I'll gain a couple subscribers, other days I'll lose a dozen. It kind of just happens. I think YouTube unsubscribes some on their own too. But I know other similar channels to this that have lost over 1,000 subscribers all at one big hit. Hey, thanks, Barbara. You know, I really was kind of confused on how to price these shirts, because the way the site works is, you know, they set their price, I set the markup. And I looked at a lot of other YouTubers that I do like some of the gun channels, and man, their shirts are, you know, over $30. And that's just a bit much. So I try to keep it as low as I can. That way, you know, people will actually want to buy them. You know, lower the price to a price that I would feel comfortable buying one at. You know, that kind of thing. But yeah, let people know, like I said, that they, where they can buy a shirt, you know, if they like it or whatever. And then if you can let me know that, you know, and I can kind of somewhat confirm it. A lot of them they're pretty high. But, yeah, if you can get 5 people to buy a shirt, I don't care what shirt, but get 5 of your friends to buy one and let me know it. And then I see the orders, you know. I'll let you buy your next shirt at cost. I won't have no markup. It'll be just what the company charges, and that's it. So, go out there and, you know, spread it around a little bit. I'd appreciate it. Just trying to do something. And, you know, I always appreciate all the donations from everybody, obviously. But the channel kind of has been at a stalemate. It hasn't really grown that much lately. It's just staying stagnant, which is fine, but I kind of hated, you know, asking the same people every night, you know, to help me out with a buck or two. So I wanted to give other options to where I could still, you know, get a couple bucks, but he's getting something in return too, so. So that's kind of one reason I done it. You know, you got to get creative in life, you know. I'm in Ohio, though, Barbara, by the way. But you got to get creative with life, you know. You got to figure out how to do things in a different manner. You know, like I told somebody the other day, you know. If a guy's out, you know, looking for one of them streetwalkers, you know, trying to get him a whore on the side, you know, you can get away with it. Put the money in a birthday card, you know. Cop can't arrest you for giving a girl a birthday card. So you know, you got to be smart. You got to use your head, you know, in dealing with stuff. This is in Alabama, by the way. This camp, I think. No, Gulfport, Mississippi. I'm sorry. But yeah, there's ways around everything. So, and was anybody here? I know some of you were, but did all of you hear my conspiracy last night about the weaves? I wanted to make sure everybody heard that last night. I got a little bit of more to add to it that I mentioned earlier, but there is the Weave Kool-Aid conspiracy. I call it Weavegate 2017. I was trying to figure out why all the colors of Kool-Aid also have a weave color that matches. So you can get the Kool-Aid and the weave and they match. Same shade and everything. So I knew there was a conspiracy there somewhere. So I got online last night and found out Kraft Foods owns Kool-Aid. Well, the CEO, well, she's retiring in November, but she's still currently the CEO. Whatever her name is, I don't remember. But her daughter works for the Anti-Defamation League in Chicago, and they're based out of Chicago. This CEO lady. So, Anti-Defamation League works right hand in hand with all these Black Lives Matter and all of that. So, I think that might be part of the connection. You know, and the CEO lady is actually talking about running for president. So that goes into it more. She can get all these black voters, man, and buy them off cheap. All she got to do is give them some purple Kool-Aid. I mean, that's all she got to do. I mean, you know, Democrats for years have been buying off voters, and it gets expensive. But now, shoot, what's a pack of Kool-Aid cost? You know, not very much. So you give them some purple. Yes, I knew it. Yes, I will put that on the screen. Talks, thank you. I knew it. And that confirms it right here. But they're going to be able to bribe these people to get them to vote just for Kool-Aid. I mean, it's a brilliant scheme, you know, from their side. I mean, look, right there. Look like she got one of them macaw parrots on her head. But you can see it right there, Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid. So that shows it right there. So yeah, that's good. That's good evidence right there. Good looking out, Talks. Yeah, you right. You on this too. I gotta make a video on this one of these days. The weave. I call it Weave Gate. Yeah, I knew there was something to it though. Yeah, I need to make some more t-shirts. I gotta find out how many I'm allowed on the site. Because, see, I was going to come up with my own product. And it's going to be like a spin-off of Kool-Aid. I call it Weave-Aid. And if you drink it, at least 4 glasses a day. About 4 glasses. Then you drink the 4 glasses of Weave-Aid every day. And your hair will just start turning that color. It's going to sprout up. You have a natural weave. And we got a guarantee too. Our company's got a guarantee. We're guaranteed to show results. 100% guaranteed to show results before your baby daddy is released from jail. Before he gets out of the county, you will see results from our product. Guaranteed. And I think we can make some money off of this. We just, you know, you got to play the right angles and stuff here, man. But that's our guarantee. Money back. You know, money back guarantee. If you don't see real results by the time your baby daddy get out of jail, I give your money back. You gotta market everything. I mean, every little thing you gotta, you know, have an angle there somewhere. I saw the, yeah, I call it Weave Gate. Yeah, that's the conspiracy with the Kool-Aid people. Hey, I saw one today, though, a firefighter got fired. I think she was new to the area or something, and it was a predominantly black fire department, and she took him a watermelon with a bow on it as like a welcoming type gift, you know. I thought it was kind of funny. Big watermelon with a bow on it. She got fired though. I mean, it might not have been racist. Maybe they like watermelon. I don't know. But yeah, you got to market stuff. I took some marketing in high school and stuff. You know, I remember a little bit of it. I got an award here somewhere. I got 3rd place in a marketing contest, which was kind of cool. But it was like a tri-county thing. But still, you know, you gotta be able to market stuff. You can profit off of anything if you find the right angle. I don't know, they gave us some scenario and we had to figure out how we would make money off of it. I forget what it was now. They gave us like a scenario of trying to start a business and how would you get customers. And I was able to do it. Hey, I got another idea too. This would be a little more expensive, but it would work though. You know, these dindos, you know, walking into freezers. Yeah, you know, you ever see those guys on TV, like them bass fishermen? You know, like Bill Dance and all them. But they wear them shirts. And when they fall in the water, you know, they can pull the cord and it inflates. It's a life jacket. Well, maybe we need to sell something like that to these den dudes. You know, they wear this shirt or whatever, look all cool, but if they ever get locked in a freezer, they can pull the cord and it turns into a parka, so they can stay warm. That way they won't freeze to death. And then maybe somebody come get them. It's like an emergency parka. You know, just take one of them little CO2 cans, you know, canisters like you put in one of them BB guns or something. And they can still be out looking all cool, going to the club, you know, in they clothing, whatever they like to wear and all that. And then, but if they happen to get all messed up and all too tore up and wander into the freezer and get locked in, they can pull that and then turn into a parka. And then they stay warm. That, you know, that might work. See, we gotta work the angles here. You never know. And make it waterproof too. That way, you know, because they'd like that. They had one of them protests and a cop get the hose out, you know, hose them off, big fire cannon thing. They can pull that instant raincoat too. So you can have either one, but I had a beeper when I was younger. I remember those. Or pager, whatever you want to call it, yeah. They thought everybody that had one was a drug dealer, but we had them though. But yeah, man, it's like an instant parka. You can still buy them though. I saw a doctor not long ago that still had a beeper. See, you just got to know how to market stuff. Or how about a weave that you could rip off your head and turn it into an instant gas mask? Now that might work. You know, if they up there, you know, at the front lines of a Dindu parade and the cop tries to mace them, they don't have to look for no gas mask. They just use that weave on their head and pull it down. You know, like when you're in the airplane and they tell you pull the oxygen mask, you know, straight down and all that. But do it with the weave, man. See? It's stylish, it looks better, and I mean, yeah, it might make her look like she's got a mouthful of Elmo, but, you know, that's side effect. At least she won't be all coughing and everything. So, see, you gotta work all the different angles. But now, what's bad now, if we get a lot of these hipsters now, if they start turning like these jihadi people, you know, the ISIS, then you got to watch it. If the hipsters start going ISIS route, you got to be very, very careful. Because next thing you know, they're going to be putting the IED in a man bun. And then you're going to have trouble. It's going to be a IEB. Improvised exploding bun. See, and that's when you got to be careful, because you're not going to be able to tell your normal stupid looking bun from the one that'll blow up and kill you. So we got to be careful now. We got to like watch out. You know, if you see a guy with his hand back there fiddling with his bun all the time, he might be trying to arm the thing. You know, you got to watch. You might be trying to set that fuse just right. You know. And next thing you know, well, it's all over. So you gotta, you know, you gotta watch people. Like I said, you know, you gotta be like paying attention. You can't, you know, just ignore people. And I know you don't want to look at no dude with a man bun and all that, but you still gotta pay attention. You don't want that thing to go off. Oh no! I'll have to show this one. Man, that is just, I don't know. I don't even know what to say about that, Tox. Man, what? That is odd. Oh man, that's the helicopter bun there. Man. Is that supposed to be a Black Hawk? Wow. What I'm wondering is that cord that's running there. Is that plug in so the propellers will go around? I'm just kind of wondering. Wow. That's... I mean, what do you say about something like that? Yeah, it's like one of them cell phone chargers. You know, you plug it in and it just... The blades will move. Wow. Helicopter weave. Unreal. Yeah, that's why I say if you see somebody and they're out back there fiddling with the bun, watch it. He might be trying to arm the thing. One of them, you know, suicide buns, man. Thing go off. Bad situation. You know, we don't need to be hearing this kind of stuff on the news now. You know, there's going to end up being like 60 people hurt in a mass bunning incident. You know, no, it's just wrong. We don't need any mass bunnings going on. It's too much. We need to set up like a hotline number people can call to give tips. You know, we might end up with a mass bunner, man, and we can't have that. So you got to pay attention to what's going on in your areas. You know, it's an IEB, improvised exploding bun. I mean, we already figured it out one night what the lethal speed of a bun has to be to kill you. I've got it wrote down somewhere still. I know it's on my Twitter account somewhere. I'm going to find it real quick. Hang on. I'll give you the numbers. I forget who was here in chat that figured that out, but... let me see here if I can find this. It's been a while back too. But I know we figured it out one night in here. I know it was a ways back though. I'm trying to remember who it exactly was. Oh no. They going military, man. They bringing in the big guns. Here it is. Here is the answer. Now I'm going to put this up on the screen so y'all can read it. This is from my own Twitter thing. Follow me on Twitter, by the way. Now this is news that will save your life. So you gotta watch this. You gotta watch. The terminal speed of a penny is about 60 miles an hour, and that's so it'll kill you. By estimation, a man bun weighs about 7 pennies with hairspray on it. So a man bun will roughly kill you at 92.4 miles an hour. And Gary figured that out. So that is like stuff that can save your life. See? So we know how fast a man bun has to go to kill you. So it can happen. Now if they put a double layer of lacquer on it, it might not take even that much. But, you know, you just gotta remember, that's some stuff that people need to know. Not yet. Dino, not yet. But yes, a man bun can be lethal. Barbara, I hope everything turns out okay in Cali and you don't catch that disease of liberalism going around. Man. But, you know, you just gotta remember a few things, you know. I'd be in jail if I was out there, because I'd tell them people what I thought. I wouldn't hold back. I don't know, Dino. That's something I'm not even going to Google. I can imagine you get some bad images you Google that. So I would advise to not even type that in. Man, that's... I don't know. You got the man bun, and then you got them other guys that don't have enough hair to have a man bun. So they got that little top knot on their head, you know. Just a little tiny thing. Now we could have a chia bun, like a Chia Pet, and we could have one of them and sell it to the liberals. You know, make money that way. You can water it and grow your own bun. Yeah, you get the wrong kind of haircut now, they want to call you a Nazi. And all that. Yeah, it's just one of them things. But I don't know how my live streams compare to anybody else, but I'll guarantee you one thing. You'll never get this kind of commentary on any other channel. Now, I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but nevertheless. This commentary is one of a kind. And I don't know why some people have asked me if I'm scripted. There's no way in the world you could script 99% of the things I rattle off. And I don't edit my streams. I don't know how you would edit live video anyway, but I've been on camera on a few of my streams. I don't have it set up right now. Hey, Pup, I'll try to get it set up and maybe next stream, depending on what's going on, I'll throw myself up on the camera. I got a green screen and all that stuff. I just wasn't planning on streaming tonight. It just kind of happened. Let's see how long we've been on here anyway. Almost 2 hours. It's been an hour and 40 minutes, so I'll probably go about another 20 minutes before I call tonight. So I'll go a little bit longer. I kind of wish the chat would stay when the stream goes, when I'm done. Because if anybody goes and watches my streams, they make no sense. Because they can't see what you guys are saying, what I'm responding to. But, oh well. It is what it is. Calling for a line of thunderstorms here in about a half an hour. I don't think it might hit me. I don't care. I have no idea, Sherry. It just all depends on if something's going on. I really can never give a time. Unless there's a big event planned for a certain time, otherwise it just kind of happens. So as long as you've hit the bell icon by the subscribe button, you should get notified. Unless YouTube's playing games and not wanting to notify people. Because I'm not liberal enough, or at all I should say. And in case anybody wonders, I had to get rid of the super chat option for the chat because I was real close to having to pay taxes. Yes, your guys' donations are taxable because YouTube throws it all into the same money as like I'm getting ad revenue, so they want to tax me, so I had to shut that off. So if you do want to donate anything, if you have PayPal, use PayPal, because that's the best on me. There's no fees, none of that. If you got just a bank card or whatever, credit card, use the Square Up if you don't have PayPal. That works. So, but PayPal, I've got, they told me on the phone 10 grand before I have to worry about taxes. So I'm cool there. I'm not going to get that kind of money. But Unicorn Riot, he's a live streamer that goes to the events though, and he's a charity. He gets says that donations are tax deductible. He's a 501 whatever they call it, 5013C, or I don't know what they call it. And also, if you want to chat after the streams are done, because as soon as the stream's over with, if I click off of it, the chat here dies. Go to check out my Discord. You can go in there, share links and all that fun stuff, pictures, whatever. Speaking of hospitals, maybe you guys can understand this, because I don't. In my town, we've got a hospital. It's excuse me. In town here, we've got a hospital. It kind of sucks, but it's a hospital, full-fledged hospital. And in November, when we go vote, they're wanting us to vote for a tax levy for the hospital. Problem with me is that it's a private-owned hospital. The city does not own it. So why should there be a tax levy to get better doctors for a private hospital that the city don't own? I don't get it. Yeah, the wall will help. If we get the wall built, it'll save money. Because we won't have as many people coming over freeloading. Well, Callie will just try to put a gate in. But, yeah, build the wall. But I don't understand why the homeowners are being asked for money for the hospital when the city don't own it. It just Doesn't make sense to me. But it is what it is. They're trying to pass a prescription drug bill here as well. And they claim it's to lower drug costs, but it's a lie. And what it is I forget the guy's name, but he's from California. He's a drug exec, and he's running this thing. And what really kills it for me is if his team ever goes to court for any reason anywhere in the country, then my state has to pay for it, pay the legal bills. So automatically that's a no. So it's all like screwed up. I mean, so far we've got good gun rights in my state. Other than that, more than likely, Sean, you're probably right. Our city council is horrible. I mean, we got a humongous heroin problem, and a lot of that stems from teenagers and stuff having nothing to do and they get into stuff. And there's been so many private people or groups in the city here that have wanted to build like rec centers and stuff for the kids and all that type of stuff. They wouldn't cost the city a dime, but the city says no. They do not want kids here. They hate kids. And we can't really vote the council out because nobody runs against them. So, there's not much you can do about that. So it's a big cluster, Nothing ever gets done. Nobody runs for council because nobody wants it.
Yeah,
Well, let's see what Jeff's got to say for a minute. I've been rattling for a while.
Some of the guys went over to Pascagoula. Let's go back here to the other Slidell radar and see what it sees from that viewpoint. Okay, here we go. Not bad. Yeah, it's just south. Get some more over right here. So anyway, the long story short is the hurricane is about to make landfall soon. Back just immediately west. It means what we kind of thought was going to happen. And we're going to be in the right northeast quadrant of the storm surge, and we are. Oh, that's a bad one. That was a huge bad wave there. Gosh. Okay, it's gonna get pretty crazy here. Waves are just every 3 seconds. There's a new wave hitting the coast, hitting the coastline here. Just like every 3 to 5 seconds, the waves are just rapid, relentless, battering waves here on Dauphin Island. They're just continuing, just one after another, like every 5 to 8 seconds. Just look at the waves, just boom, boom, boom. It's just about to come on shore. It's just southeast, just south of Gulfport, just southwest of Biloxi. Oh my gosh. The waves are getting bigger. Yeah, very damaging winds are now coming ashore at Biloxi. Biloxi's almost, they are in the north. Yeah, Biloxi. Let me jump out here, show you what's going on. Biloxi's just about the north wall here. Yeah, they're just, it's kind of, it's sorry about that. It's wrapping right here. It's kind of the wrap. You can watch it kind of feeding in. Wow, it's getting close. Yeah. Looks like it's there's Biloxi. I don't know if it's gonna it's gonna be a tough one. It's gonna go just south and east of Biloxi approximately. It's just south of Biloxi now, 9 miles, 10 miles. It's getting very close to Biloxi. In this northeast quadrant here, a lot of high wind, high surge, Pascagoula, all the way over to where we're at over here. This is strong battering waves, Biloxi, on over Pascagoula. This whole area is just getting tremendous storm surge and large battering waves continue. Also, the Mobile Bay, the backside of Mobile Bay is going to have a big storm surge going up in Mobile Bay. The water comes in, and it's also on the backside. Mobile Bay, Fairhope, all these areas here back here are 6-9 foot, maybe higher. Mobile Bay is going to have a big storm surge. I'm going to move and get away from the coast, right immediately from the coast. I'm going to go inland or go back 5 blocks north and get away from the coast, because as the eye is about to pass me, it should bring the final assault of the final storm surge on shore. As the eye wall passes me and my winds come to due south, then it's going to push the water hard immediately. Hard. I mean, it's already bad here, but the final assault's going to come in, and I don't want to be right against the water here, because it'll come on up and do something crazy. So I'm going to get away from the coast, because we're going to go to a straight south wind here. We're still east southeasterly. I'm kind of east southeasterly here, with the eye still back to my west southwest. It's going to soon be west, and then eventually northwest. And when that happens, it'll when the winds come plumb out of south here, it should bring more of the storm surge. It'll just keep pushing it on shore. Okay. I know a lot of the streets I was in this neighborhood here's flooded. Getting out of this area. There's some palm trees. Actually, you know what? Probably wouldn't hurt if I have some extra light here. Stand by. I gotta stop and turn that light back on, because it definitely helps. Yeah, there you go. Gotta get both of them going here. Let's do both of them. Let's just drop some lights on here. Put some light on this thing. Heading back to the main road that goes east-west. This is the main road, and that road right down there is the ferry service, and it's underwater on the very eastern tip. It's like 2 foot underwater down there, so I'm not going down there at all. I already know it's underwater. Because what I'm gonna do here is go back to the, you can barely see. I get those overheads back on, don't I?
Hey, just wanted to mention something that I hadn't even really considered, but in case YouTube ever were to shut me down or do something stupid, follow me on Twitter. That way, it's a way that I can let everybody easily know that something's going on. And if you're kicked off Twitter or whatever, and if you don't see me on YouTube for, a decent length of time, go to my UFO Reporting Center website and send me a message through the contact. It's at the bottom of the homepage. So in case you wonder what happened, if something ever were to happen, I can put it out on Twitter, but if you can't do Twitter, then ask me there and I'll let you know what's going on. But hopefully nothing happens, but if it does, I've got a backup channel if I ever need to use it. I had planned on starting a second channel about my antique glass, but I just never did. I got the channel made, but I just never done anything with it. So, yeah, that's just something to think about in case I ever were to disappear for some reason. Ways you guys can still get in touch. Of course, I got the Discord too, so I'm not even sure what the backup channel even is now. I'll have to look and let everybody know next stream. I forget what I even named it. I'll have to look. I've never done anything with it. I made it and that was it. But I got the Discord. You can hit me up there. Or, like I say, the UFO website. Yeah, Shadow, I just never done anything with the second channel. I'm not even sure what the link is. I'll have to look and let everybody know on the next stream. But the Discord's a good way to keep in touch as well. I'm not always there, but I check it pretty regular. There's the Discord thing. So you can use that. But Twitter's about the easiest if you've got it. Well, Shadow, a lot of people's talked about that, and there is, but the thing is, yeah, I can give the UFO link. That ain't a problem. The problem with going to an all conservative, type of thing is it's like preaching to the choir. You'll never have a chance of getting a liberal to come in and maybe change somebody's mind or put a thought in their head. It'll just be, like I say, preaching to the choir. So YouTube, Facebook, and that kind of thing, yeah, liberals come by, they get mad and all that, but at least they're seeing it from the other side. They want to stay in a bubble. We don't. We're trying to be out like everywhere. That's my UFO website. But on that website, though, on the home page, if you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see the Contact Me section. And you can send me a message there. And that'll go to my email, and it don't have to be UFO related, whatever. If you're just trying to find out where I'm at, what's going on, got a question, whatever. Put it in there, and it'll get to me. That's another alternative to get a hold of me. But nothing's got the popularity of YouTube right now, so that's why I use it. I've got another link as well to the UFO site. It'll take you to the exact same place. I just made a shorter link. Some places it's not clickable though for some reason. Like here, so you'd have to copy and paste it. But other places it does work. And it's a shorter version. You can share it. The Central Ohio UFO Reporting Center is kind of long. So I bought the name. It's a COUFORC. You know, Central Ohio UFO Reporting Center. I shortened it. That makes it easier to throw on Twitter and places like that. Like I say, some places you can click on it, others you can't. For whatever reason, I don't know. But it just redirects to the same place. But yeah, the left, they got money. They've got influential power stuff, so. No, that's just if they run us off, they don't have to hear us anymore. It's the out of sight, out of mind mindset. Has nothing to do with changing our mind. They pretty well know they're not going to change our mind other than doing stuff like the Las Vegas shooting now. Now that changed people's mind on guns real quick. The guitarist in the band was a pro-gun guy, but he's not now. So I don't say much at all on YouTube, Facebook, because I'm on a glass page there. Well, Facebook's about as liberal as you can get. But I use their page mainly because I'm on a glass page on there where we ID each other's glass and all that stuff. So that's the main thing I do there. So I don't say much at all on Facebook. YouTube's kind of my outlet right now. If the people that ran the site would listen to my streams, I'd probably be kicked off before I could blink. But, oh well, it is what it is. You got to use their platforms against them the best you can. Well, let's see what old Jeff's got to say for a minute.
Right here is
I'll be back in a couple minutes anyway. I got to get me something to drink.
two. So I'm going to the parking garage now. You look at the trees. So that final storm surge water's coming in. So I'm going to go to the parking garage now. Get up on the second floor. Water's filling the streets everywhere. That was nice. Just had a mouthful of sand. Okay. Oh, they got the parking garage open. Good, thank goodness. They open it in case the power goes out. There we go. Wow. There I am. Well, where's everybody at? Okay. Nobody's on. Nothing's on the first floor. See that? We'll show you something kind of interesting though. It's just a little bit of water. Let me turn those off. All those fills. I've got some canoes, canoes and a couple bicycles, so I could paddle my way across the coast if we have to. That's in a day or two. I'm just joking, but I'm climbing fast here. I just went up 30 feet. Good. Just past the backup generator. I don't know if Jim and those guys are here. What's happening to those guys? I think they're around here. Oh, they ought to be down here somewhere. Yeah, right down here. I think their car's here. Yep. But they're inside. Okay, that's pretty good. Shut this off. I'm going to shut down some equipment here real quick. There we go. Got that done. That off. Got this off. Shut down all the power. running like a miniature substation. If you know what I'm saying. Boom. All right. Shut that off. Get the seatbelt undone. That. There's that. And get that off. Shut that. Grab the keys. Grab this other phone. Do we have a headlight? I'm gonna see this. That's a headlight for go outside here, check out the back. And everything blowing. Just stay with me here. Okay, what's wrong? Oh, I see. Yep. You get the lights all the way off. Here, the flashlight. Stand with me. A lot of movement going on here. Got the overhead on now, you can see. These guys are rather in here, but up in the room or in the room or I don't see him.
Alright guys, let me see what I can find, if anything. There's not too much really even being shown, but we can go to this one, I guess, back to where we were. You can definitely tell it's picking up though in this other area. Hey, thanks Barbara for all the support. Take it easy. I hope you come back. Sean, there's so many fake Antifa things out there. I think a lot of those videos are just like, you know, parody, troll account type things. I mean, being that dumb, I don't think they would intentionally make videos on it. But I don't know, though. They're pretty dumb anyway, so. But that's some crazy weather, though. Hurricane thing. I'm an okay shot. I'm getting there, Sean. I'm no marksman by any chance, but yeah, Sherry, I hope you get the notification. You should. Unless YouTube's doing something stupid. But make sure you hit the bell icon, though. That's the main thing. After you subscribe. Yeah, I didn't think I done too bad at the range there. Oh, it's been a few weeks I've been there. We only got 100 yards max, and using iron sights with my AR, you know, I could hit a business card at 100 yards. That wasn't bad. I was impressed. I've never really done any kind of distance with shooting, mostly closer up handgun stuff. But I stretched it out with the AR and done okay. I still want to get me another rifle, but I'm going to wait. Wait until the Black Friday sales. Yeah, John Brown Gun Club or whatever. I heard about that. They said they got an Arizona cop that's training them. What a joke. Now, I'd like to have an AK, but I want me a good bolt action rifle. Sportsman's Guide's got a heck of a sale right now, but yeah, they're a club, so they say. But I'm thinking about getting a 308 bolt action rifle. I can get it after everything is said and done, $244. I'd like to have an AK, but man, all the decent ones are a lot of money. And I got a decent AR. I mean, I think it's decent. It's all off the shelf, but it works. There goes my noisy coffee pot, by the way. But yeah, 5.56, 223. I'm good with that. But I got the Smith & Wesson M&P Sport 2, good rifle. Not that expensive right now. I paid $6.50 right before the election, but they're cheaper now. But yeah, M&P. And the only thing I've done to mine at all is put a set of Magpul hand guards on it. That is it. I want to put me a forward grip on it, whatever you call it, forward assist. But other than that, I leave it alone. It was sighted in at the factory, so it's dead accurate. But if you ever buy a rifle like that, change the hand guards. The factory ones suck. After about 5 or 6 quick shots, it was too hot to hold. If you rapid fire a whole mag through it, you'll melt the hand guards. They suck. The AR is a good rifle, though. I mean, you can build your own, you can buy one, whatever. But they do the job, though. But I want to get me a good bolt gun, though. It's something I don't have. And I know the one I'm looking at, the scope's low end. But hey, it comes with a scope, so. Yeah, I'm thinking, I don't know which one to go with. I'm leaning more toward 308. But I thought about 30-06 as well. But like people have mentioned, 308 being a NATO caliber, it might be easier to get later on down the line. So, might go that route. I'm not sure how the recoil will be out of a 308. I've never shot one, but they had a 7mm, I think, and sold it though. Sold out. They've been slowly selling out. The last one they just sold out of was the 6.5 Creedmoor. NATO uses a bunch of them. 308, 5.56, it varies. But now that new handgun I bought, it's a Taurus, and a lot of people don't like Taurus, but I like it. That's a good shooting gun. Accurate, easy to shoot. Trigger takes some getting used to, but it's not end of the world. I just got to practice a little more. Because it's double single action, so if you get around it, don't go off. Just keep squeezing the trigger and it'll fire. The only trouble I've got with the Taurus for some weird reason is my hand keeps wanting to hit the slide release. So a couple times it didn't go in the battery, but that was my fault, not the gun. But good gun nonetheless. Yeah, 7.62 by 3.9 is probably one of the most popular calibers anywhere. Because so many things are chambered in it. But the ARs are just a lot of fun though. But for years though, I could never shoot worth 2 cents. I mean, forget it. But I started shooting left-handed, and I'm a whole lot better left-handed. I mean, I know it's not nothing to really brag about, but I was proud of myself. Hitting that business card at 100 yards, 3 shots out of 5, with just regular, the Magpul backup, little flip-up sights. M16 shoot 5.56. All M16 is a full auto AR, more or less. I mean, not exact, but more or less. Yeah, Glocks are good. But it doesn't matter what you carry. As long as you know how to use it and you're a decent shot with it, that's all that matters. None of the rest of it makes any difference. You don't have to have the high dollar anything. The person that's proficient with a cheap gun will beat the guy that can't shoot his expensive gun every time. So it makes no difference. Get the best you can, as long as it's reliable. Because most guns are going to be more accurate than what we will ever be anyhow. So, here's another stream of Biloxi. You can see the wind blowing pretty good there. The AA-12 would be nice, but a civilian's not going to get those. Shadows, there was a rumor going around. You can get a Tommy gun though, about 30 grand. But the AA-12, there was a thing going around several years ago. It was fake, obviously, but FPS Russia on YouTuber, Kyle, he lives down in Georgia. He's no Russian, but regardless, on his Twitter account, I don't know if he done it as a joke or what, but he said he was going to have some AA-12s for sale, which I knew was a lie, but I checked anyway. I called Moss Pawn, which is where Iraq veteran 88, Chad and Eric, them guys worked at. I've met both of them guys. And they told me that the guy that owns the AA-12, because they used to film for FPS Russia, they worked together, said that it was, of course, a fake, but the guy that actually owns and invented the AA-12, he gets $200,000 just for his gun to be in a movie. So, and they're military, obviously. I don't even think the military uses them, but maybe on a very small scale. But yeah, he borrowed them. A lot of the YouTubers that shoot that kind of stuff, they just borrow it from dealers and manufacturers, and just like Andrew at GY6 Vids and Hickok 45, all them guys, they borrow them. They either borrow them or they get on their the company's FFL and have them sent there, but they send them back. That type of thing. They don't own all that stuff. Now, FPS Russia was loaded. He had all kinds of money. And he did own a lot of his stuff. The ATF went in and raided his house, but found out everything was good, though. He had paperwork. And when he was younger, he wanted to get into shooting, and there was nowhere he could do it, so his dad actually bought a gun range and closed it down and gave it to him. And that's how he got started. You know, rich kid. He was a #1 YouTube channel for a long time. I don't know what happened to him. I know his cameraman got shot and killed and all that, but outside of that, I don't know. But it was funny how many people after all these years thought he was Russian. But he's not. It was just an act. Yeah, Chad and Eric, Iraq vet, they're pretty cool. I got their autographs. Yeah, they're pretty cool guys. I talked to them, so they actually made a video that I asked them to make. They didn't mention me, but which they did apologize to me later. But they did make a video on the Mossbergs, the 500, or the Mossberg 88, the Maverick, Mossberg 500, and the 590A1. Because I was wondering what the real differences were in the three guns. Because the 88's the cheapest. I've got one. And they're all basically the same. The 500, you know, is the middle ground, which most people have. But the 88s are, it says Eagle Pass, Texas on the gun itself. But that's actually Mexico. Because in their shop, I found out, you know, depending on where you're at in the shop is on the border. If you go to the far end, you're in Mexico. If you're on the other side, you're in the U.S. So, but the Maverick 88 is a good gun. The only downside to it is there's not a lot of accessories. Not every accessory will fit. That's about the only difference. And the safety's in a different spot. It's got the crossbolt safety down, you know, toward your trigger, not like the thumb safety up on the top of your receiver. But for the most part, they're virtually the same. And I've shot the heck out of mine and never had anything to do, you know, no issues with my 88 whatsoever. Thing runs like a champ. And you know, you can shoot, being a pump, you can shoot whatever the heck you want through it. So, and they're cheap. You can get a brand new one for $189, $200. 6-shot, 5+1. I wish I had my backyard. The gun range I go to is starting to suck. The state owns it. Costs $25 a year to shoot, which is fine. But the new range officer, I can't stand him. He likes to stand over your shoulder when you shoot, and you can hear him. He counts in it, you know, under his breath, you know. He says 1 shot every 2 seconds, and if you shoot any faster, he's right on top of you. It gets on my nerves. We got I gotta find me another gun club. Gun range, I mean. We've got one, another local one that's a nicer range, but they're tied in with the NRA, and you gotta be an NRA member. I don't want to deal with NRA crap, so. And I hate shooting indoors. I can do that too, but I hate to do it. For $100 a year, I can use the archery and gun range at shop next town over. But man, I just hate shooting inside. I got into it with a guy last time. I was at the indoor range. And the guy didn't realize what he was doing, but even after I told him, he didn't care. He was a pretty good sized guy too, you know. Probably 6'7", 6'8", you know, them long ass arms. And the problem was, you know, at an indoor range, if you've ever been there, everybody's got their own little station you shoot at. You got the little wall divider between you and the next guy, which is fine, but this dude here, his arms were long enough, you know, I could stand at the shooting table where I'm shooting, I could see his gun. he stuck out past the line. And every time he would shoot, I was getting pelted with the brass. And I didn't like it. So once he quit shooting for a minute, I said, hey, I said, you know, not to be rude or anything, but could you back up a little bit? I said, I'm tired of getting hit with the brass. And he had some smart comment, you know, and that was it. So, and I hated that. So now the indoor range will not let you shoot anything steel core or even steel cased ammo, and I don't understand that. I mean, probably they like to sell the brass more than anything, but no steel cased or steel anything is their only rule. But they don't care, you know, if you rapid fire a little bit, as long as you control yourself. You can shoot full auto there if you let them know ahead of time at the indoor range. Now, if you're dumb enough and shoot the wire, the cable that holds your target, that'll cost you $50, which they've had people do. The ceilings are loaded with bullet holes, but there's really nowhere else around that you can shoot. That's the only two options I have, and those are both about 25 miles away from me. I am still an NRA member for 7 years because I had paid $200 toward my life membership, and she said that qualified me for 7 years. So they're going to send me a new card, but I told her not to ever call me or send me nothing in the mail. I've done. I know old Hickok 45's catching a lot of static because he's siding with the NRA on their decision. He's the only gun channel doing that I'm aware of. So I'm not going to make a big deal about him. You can read into it all you want, but you know, you can look on his Facebook page and see what. But the problem I had was earlier in the year he was all for full auto and all of that, and then now that seems like since he's being sponsored by the NRA, well, his opinion changed. But I'm not going to put any words in his mouth or try to have anything to say about that. You know, it is what it is. He's going to do what he's going to do, and that's not my place to say anything. I'm not going to bash him. I'm just putting it out there, and you can read into it all you want. Gun Owners of America is a good one, but the thing I'm going to join, I think, I'm not going to say for sure yet till I call them and talk to them, but we've got the Ohio Gun Owners Association, and they're the one I'll probably join, but I want to find out their stance on a few things. But they've really been fighting hard for our local stuff to get, like, constitutional carry and some other things. They do the best they can. They don't always win, but they really try. They don't cave. So, because old Bloomberg from New York, he's had his crew over here trying to get our gun stuff all banned, because we've got some pretty decent gun laws here. We can own anything we want. If we want an NFA item, you know, your short-barreled stuff, we can hunt with silencers. But if you want to get a silencer or a short-barreled rifle, shotgun, your local law enforcement has to sign off on the paperwork. But ours is not allowed to turn you down. They cannot say no. If I pass my background checks, they can't refuse me. So that's good. So we got some pretty good laws as far as that goes. But you can't get comfortable, though, because losing your rights is only an election away, so you got to be careful. No, we don't have no waiting periods, none. I didn't even do a background check to get my latest pistol. Thanks, Shadow. Yeah, when I got my Taurus that I just got a few weeks ago, all I had to do was show my concealed carry card, my driver's license. They took a photocopy of both for their logbook. I still had to fill out the form, but they didn't have to call it in, though. And I walked right out. It was a 5-minute process, in and out. No big deal. Yeah, we don't have no kind of weights for nothing. I've got 2 Taurus handguns, and they both work fine. I got a revolver, which looks like a beast, 6-inch barrel, 357. Now, there's one downside I will say to my Taurus handgun. That's the PT-111 G2. Only one downside, but it is a very low-cost gun. It's like $200 brand new. 12 plus 1 capacity, all that stuff. But the only downside is the finish on the slide. The finish is horrible. I've only carried it for about 3 weeks, and I can already see the finish coming off just from holster wear. But that's not a huge deal. I'll get me a bottle of cold blue, and I'm going to redo it with some good bluing, and that'll be the end of that. Not a big deal. Wipe it down real good with some, like a degreaser. Hit it with the bluing, and anybody got any recommendations on any gun bluing? I've always used Perma Blue in the past. It's alright, but I'm not real crazy about it. I heard there's a new bluing out, a cold blue that comes in a spray can. You just spray it on like spray paint, let it dry, and you're done. But I gotta look into that a little more. And that gun runs fine. As long as I quit hitting the slide stop. I had one malfunction out of some ammo. And the 2 failure to go into battery, which I know I was hitting the slide stop, but it was with the same ammo. And that's the Hornady, what is it? Critical Hornady Custom. That's what it is. It's just like the Critical Defense and all those, but this one does not have the polymer tip. And that one I had issues in other guns with. I use just the regular rim oils, all I ever use. And Hoppy's number 5 or whatever it is to clean it. That's all I use. Nothing fancy. The main problem is people over oil their guns is why you get trouble. Don't over oil it. The only place you need to put oil is on metal to metal contact. Don't oil the rest of it. That's where you get powder residue will cake in there and build up, and it'll jam you up every time. A gun doesn't have to sound slick and smooth as glass and all that mess. It's just got to run good. You got to watch where you put the oil. Don't just spray the whole thing. I mean, gunpowder is going to build up, and if it stays loose and powdery, it'll move. Action of the gun will cause some of it to blow out. It's not as bad. But you get that oil in there and get it all sticky. Put some flour on your kitchen counter. It brushes off easy when it's dry. Sprinkle some water on it. It's harder to clean up. Same thing. That's all you need. Hit the contact points where metal to metal rubs, and that's it. You don't need to mess with the rest of it. But yeah, I'm definitely going to re-blue the slide, and then something I like to do just for fun. I mean, it's easy, it's cheap, and it just looks neat. And this Taurus, it'll look real good on, because it's got a lot of writing on the slide. Millennium G2 and all the writing. All you got to do is go to the dollar store, get you some nail polish remover. Not the acetone, get acetone free. Acetone take the finish off your slide. But get the non-acetone, wipe your slide down real good, then get you a bottle of white fingernail polish, and just fill it in, just slap it on, don't get neat with it. Wipe it down, wipe down all the lettering on your slide, let it dry, give it, 10-15 minutes, let it get good and dry, then get you a cotton rag or cotton ball, whatever you got handy. Not a cotton ball, but those them face scrubs. Hey, if you got a girlfriend or a wife that uses makeup, get one of them little sponge things they wipe makeup off with, and put it in the nail polish remover and just real lightly go over the lettering, and it'll clean it up, and then you'll have the white lettering, you know, filled in on your gun, and it stands out. You can use any color you want, but white stands out. And I've done it on other guns that I've carried for a year, and it don't come off. But you can get it off if you run enough, you know, fingernail polish remover and really scrub at it, in case you want to change the color or, you know, whatever. But it works good, though. And it looks neat. Just a cheap little way to customize your gun. Won't cost you a dime if you got a wife or girlfriend that's got fingernail polish and, you know, stuff like that. But otherwise, you can go to dollar store, spend you about $3 and get it all done. And one bottle of polish is enough to probably do every gun you own if you wanted to. But it makes it look pretty neat. But I'm going to re-blue mine first. I had a Glock and got rid of it. I actually traded my Glock 26 for my Taurus, even up. The Glock was a Jam-O-Matic. I hated that thing. When it shot, man, I could hit good with it, but it jammed 9 times out of 10. I got sick of it, got rid of it. I got the gun and 50 rounds of ammo. And I traded even up. I was going to sell the gun online. I actually had it listed and could have sold it, but I didn't. Because I was afraid somebody was going to get it, have the jams, and then come back knocking on my door getting mad. Comic Commando. I saw an even dumber article. There's a group of anti-gunners. It was in California. Go figure. But they had money. They were pretty wealthy. Young, kind of your older Antifa crowd, I would say, late 20s, early 30s. These guys had money, and they were anti-gun, and they were going to go out and buy every gun they could find. Because their thought was, if we buy them all, then you pro-gun people won't have any to go out and buy. Like they're never going to make any more. I mean, shoot, they keep buying them, then that's going to just give the companies more incentive to produce more. But they're dumb anyway, so. Or the video that's going around of the 2 guys that, I don't know the backstory completely, but they were done wrong by the cops, something to do with a gun. And they walked in the police station with AK-47 screaming, "I got rights to carry anywhere." That didn't go over too well. They hit the ground real fast. Idiot walking. And there's a gun instructor, I don't know his name, but he's on YouTube, and he's got an actual gun training place. But if you ever see the video, you'll know why I say this. If you follow his advice, you'll get killed. He's got a video that he says is, you know, legit, of what to do if you get pulled over driving, you know, and you're carrying. So he does a reenactment thing. He's driving down the road, the cop pulls up behind him. So he pulls over, and when the cop gets out of as the cop's getting out of his car, he says, "This is what you do. Take your gun out of its holster, hold it up in the air, rack the slide to empty it, set it on your dash. That way it's empty, slides locked back when the cop gets there. You do those kind of movements, you're going to be dead before the cop can even get there." So you never move, you know, if the cop pulls you over. Put your hands on the wheel and keep your mouth shut and follow orders and go on. And I was on a forum, it's been a few months back. It was a concealed carry forum. I don't know which one, there's a bunch of them. And there were people actually agreeing to this. Now, this is the dumbest form of concealed carry in the world. You might as well not even carry. If anybody thinks this is a good idea, then I got some, you know, oceanfront property in Arizona I can sell you. You can open carry here with no permit. You don't need a permit here to open carry. You can just carry it. And you don't have to have no permit here. But if anybody agrees with this, you got issues of your own. But this is what they say. Carry your gun with no ammo. Don't have no ammo on you. Nothing. An empty magazine. Zero ammo on your person. Leave it at home. Just carry. And they got two reasons. One, show the gun, bad guy will run away. Second, if bad guy gets your gun, he can't shoot you with it because there's nothing in it. And while he pulls the trigger, it goes click, and he's trying to figure out why it didn't go bang. That gives you a chance to get away from him. That's their two thoughts. Well, three thoughts, I should say. That's the three reasons. It'll scare the guy away. He can't shoot you. And when he gets the realization that it goes click and not bang, that moment of his pause, you can run away. So there's the reason for carrying no ammo. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard of, but people was agreeing to it. They liked the idea. I mean, that is just stupid. Yeah, if you get stopped, don't do anything. Just the cop will tell you what he wants. Now here you have what they call duty to inform. You have to tell the cop that you're carrying. Well, that's another thing too, yeah. Alexander, you're right. Now, I don't know how concealed carry laws are anywhere else, but it is very weird here. I had my incident, I got, arrested and all that with a carry permit. That's another story in itself that I've told before. But the odd part about my incident, which I found out is 100% true, in my state of Ohio, if I would get in trouble in my county, I got my carry permit by next county over. If I get in trouble here, my county cannot take my permit. No county in my state can take my permit, no matter what, except the county that issued it. Because when I got in my little bit of trouble and got all my stuff back, I wanted to make sure my permit was still good. So I went to my local sheriff's department and they said, we can't even check it. There's no way for us to even run your carry permit. We don't know if it's good or not. And they said, the dispatcher tells me, did you get in any trouble in that county that issued it? I said, well, no. She said, then it's still good. No one can take it but them. And that's kind of weird, but, it is what it is, but we're working on constitutional carry. It ain't here yet, but we're working on it. Probably by spring, I think it'll be more of a reality here. But it's close. But it cost $75 to take the 8-hour class here. And it's $65, I think, at the sheriff's department. Elena, several people have mentioned that tonight. I know you had been tired and I didn't want to bug you, is why I didn't say anything. Easy, Dino. Watch it now. You try and cut in on my girl now. Come on. I'm just teasing you anyway. Oh no, now I'm hurt. I feel hurt now. She kissed you back. Oh no. I've been betrayed. They're going to have to go on Jerry Springer and solve this now. You done it now, Dino. We're going on the Springer show, man. Yeah, not much going on. Now, like I said earlier, though, we might not have a huge crowd here most of the time, but it's a good crowd, though. I mean, the mods don't have to correct anybody or kick out anybody 99% of the time. You know, y'all kind of keep it cool. So, we have fun. Good group. It's a good crew. Now, there are streams that, you know, there are days where I've had over 2,000 people here and chat's moving 9 million miles an hour, and, you know, it gets a little crazy then, but for the most part, it's pretty good, though. It's a pretty good chat. And if someone does get a tad bit out of hand, which can happen, I mean, I do it myself. All it takes is someone in the chat to say something and people calm down. We're respectful. Plenty of people are normally on the screen that we can, you know, make fun of, so there's no need to fight amongst ourselves. We actually have discussions. Sometimes they're crazy topics, but I think my conspiracy might have a little more to it than I initially thought. The Kool-Aid weave conspiracy. I think there's really something to that. I mean, Talk showed us the picture earlier to confirm the Kool-Aid weave thing, so there's definitely something to it. And then the CEO of Kraft that owns Kool-Aid, you know, got kids that are working the Anti-Defamation League in Chicago, and they work right along with the Black Lives Matter people, so it all goes full circle. But we still got to make some money off this, you know. We got to sell this weave aid. There's money in that. Powdered weave. Oh yeah, they've been working on this weave thing for decades. This ain't an overnight thing. Not at all. But if I could figure out how to turn a weave into a gas mask, I think I could make a fortune. I mean, it would just be convenient for these idiots. Because they're always out there and they're always wanting the mask and all that. But they don't want to carry it and all that, so. Yeah, I remember those. But, Elena, the whole thing with my theory was, my conspiracy is, and you can look this up and verify it very easy. Every flavor and color of Kool-Aid has a weave color to match. So, you know, that's where the conspiracy started. Yeah, we can work something out, Dino. We can be partners in this. But I think if we can turn a weave into a gas mask, that would work. Like I said, she might end up looking like she got a mouthful of Elmo, but, you know, at least she won't be choking on the pepper spray. And pepper spray is generally a reddish color, so it'll kind of blend in with the weave and it won't, you know, hurt too bad. So it won't stain the weave, you know, it'll blend in. You know, they're going to they got November 4th coming up now. They're all going to be out there and get violent. They're going to have a weevolution, man. You watch. November 4th. They're going to have a weevolution. They're going to be out there fighting for their rights and everything they believe in. But see, this whatever her name is, owns Kraft Food, that owns Kool-Aid, she made a kind of a sly comment that she might run for president. See, so when she runs for president or whatever office, she going to get all these dindoos to vote for her. Because, you know, they always pass out the campaign literature, you know. Here, vote for me, have an ink pen. Vote for me, have a button. Nah. Vote for me, here's a pack of purple drink, man. Great stuff. Man, she give them a couple packs of that. She gonna have every dindoo from sea to shining sea vote for her. Every one of them. They will vote. They will vote. If she give them some Kool-Aid, man, they will vote. Hands down. They don't care what they voting for, who it is, none of that. But for the Kool-Aid, they will do it. Yes, and she will be known as the Kool-Aid president. She will even light the White House up purple in honor, of the purple drink. Probably try to make it a holiday, National Purple Drink Day, that kind of thing. It could happen. Yeah, it'll work. I mean, crazy as it sounds, though, but they would get up and vote for that. You don't want to give them too much yet, Dino. You give them that stuff after they vote. That's afterwards. So you have this, you have a party, like a block party, after the voting's done, and everybody that's got their I voted for Miss Purple Drink sticker on their shirt, like they hand out after you vote. Then that's like your badge, to get into the after party. So you got to make sure they follow through completely. Some of them, might still be a little lazy, but you get that little sticker that says, I voted for the Kool-Aid Queen or whatever. Then that lets them in, and then they get the watermelon and the fried chicken and the Skittles and all that stuff. And man, you'll have more people lined up. It'll be the biggest turnout in history. They'll have to make election day 3 days long just so everybody can get through the lines. I mean, it's going to be like the greatest turnout ever. Yep, it's going to be a Weevolution, the Purple Drink Revolt. And they're going to get they person in there. Yeah, you got to have the right kind of sticker to get in. You can't just have any sticker. You got to have the correct one, you can't just wear anything. None of that Hillary mess. They don't care about her. Yeah, it's got to say I voted on it. Yeah, of course. Well, you got to mix it up a little bit. I mean, Now, we'll have some honorary moments for Freezer Girl now. We can't forget her. We're going to have a ceremony for Freezer Girl. It's going to be 2 minutes of silence, and then everybody's going to cut open their freezer pop, their icy, and that's the deal with her. It's a ceremonial freezer pop. You eat them in memory of the Freezer Girl. Miss Frigidaire, 2017. So you can't forget her. Man, I mean, you can't. How can anybody forget Freezer Girl, man? You'd be too cold-hearted to forget that. Oh man, don't talk about that rainbow snatch like she's trying to smuggle out a parrot or something. We don't need none of that. Yeah, they had to drop the whole deal about Freezer Girl because they couldn't make no money. They proved it. She had all kind of dope in her system, drugs, whatever, and she walked in there and was too messed up to turn the handle. But see, you missed this part, Elena. This is my next business idea I had earlier. I can save these people from when they walk into Freezer. See, if you look on some of the outdoor channels on TV, you got those guys like Bill Dance and all them that go bass fishing, and they wear them nice looking shirts, but if they fall in the water, the shirt inflates, turns into a life jacket. It's got a little CO2 cartridge. Well, we can have the same sort of thing for these Dindu freezer people. They wear a nice looking shirt, but if they walk in and get trapped, they can pull the cord and it inflates into a parka. So they stay warm, see, and they don't freeze to death. See, that might work. They would like that. You got to make it look good, though. I mean, you know, it's got to still have some style to it, but when they get in them situations, they just pull the cord and it insta parka. Give them a little more time, you know. She didn't care. She couldn't make any money off of her. Hey, thanks for stopping by there, Comic. Much appreciated as always. Well, guys, look like I've been here about 3 hours, and I'll check one more time to see if Jeff or whatever ever came back, but if not, then I'm going to go ahead and call it, but I'm going to check first, though. See what kind of... Now, here's one here from Mississippi. There's a few streams left. We'll see what happens here. I don't want to jump the gun and quit too early. But they're all pretty low energy, though. Yeah, I'll go for a few more minutes anyway, see what's going on. I won't mention this. I get all kind of breaking news stuff on my phone, but this is an hour old. I didn't see the message, but regardless, DEFCON warning system. UF forces have stepped up reconnaissance operations amid speculation of North Korea and a possible nuclear test in the near future. But Sean, it's not surprising. Her son was murdered a few years ago by a gang member, and she never said a word about it, so it's not surprising. You know, they just don't care. So yeah, the feeds are starting to drop off anyway. Yeah, North Korea, we need to take them out. Well, one last plug here before I end up calling it. But go to the Discord, though, anyway. If anybody wants to keep chatting and all that stuff after the stream's done, hit up the Discord. That's always fun. You can pretty much do whatever you want in there. Post links, pictures, chit-chat, whatever. Not really any topics in there. Just say what you want. And if you want to buy a t-shirt, you can do that. I've got a few designs. Got the Rocket Man, got a couple channel logo designs, and the Bun Free Zone things. And Sean Nova there will tell you they're decent quality shirts. He seems pleased. And the last two things is if you want to drop a buck or two my way, whatever, got two options for that as well. The PayPal link, if you got PayPal, use that one. I'd appreciate it. But if not, then Square Up is credit card, debit card, that kind of thing. So if you can, I've sold 3 Rocket Man shirts, or yeah, 3 of them. Sold one tonight and a couple others. So yeah, they're the number one seller. Haven't sold a ton of them, but they're number one seller. And I've got a deal with everybody. If you buy a shirt, whatever shirt you want, if you can get 5 of your friends or whoever to buy shirts, 5 people, then the next shirt you buy, I'll sell it to you at cost with 0 markup. I won't make a nickel off of it. I'll sell it to you at cost. If you can get 5 of your friends to buy one. Now, of course, I got no way to prove that it's actually your 5 friends, but I'll see the orders come through. So, you know, not a big deal. I mean, I trust all of you, honor system deal. But yeah, if you can get 5 friends to do it, then I'll let you have one at exact cost, because I can write my own discount codes. So, that's kind of an option. Because I know, like, Sean there's bought a couple shirts, and you know, maybe he would like one of my channel logo, but not really sure if he wants to pay full price for it. Understandable. He's bought a couple shirts. So, if you can get some of your buddies to buy a Rocket Man or whatever they want, then you get one at, you know, at cost. Just trying something different. Trying to work things out. I'm going to have some more designs in the future, but I got to find out first how many designs I'm allowed. I'm not sure. You know, they have programs where you can pay monthly, but I don't know if it gets you more shirt designs or if it's just help from them to design stuff and more exposure. That I don't know. So I have to call them and find out how many I'm allowed, and then I'll come up with something else. Because I hate to have to remove anything just to add new stuff. I'd like to just have a few more. So if anybody comes up with any ideas for shirts, let me know and I'll see what I can come up with. I've got an online friend that's pretty good at the whole graphics thing. He designed both the channel logos. The one with the American flag and the one Confederate. He's good at that kind of stuff. So I can get help putting something together if anybody wants to pitch out any ideas or what you'd like to see on a shirt. But as far as all that goes, I hope everybody has a good rest of your evening, morning, night, afternoon, wherever you're at in this crazy world. Stay safe, and I'll catch you all on the next stream. And follow me on Twitter. Take it easy, guys.